Today we are going to show you how to take a measurement using a micrometer screw gauge. This is a micrometer screw gauge. First, let's identify the parts of it. This is the frame and this is the heat insulated handle, and this is the anvil and this is the spindle. And these two are carbide tipped measuring faces, and this is the locking device, and this is the sleeve. And this is the sleeve scale, and this is the thimble, and this is the vernier scale, and this is the ratchet. Here you have the anvil and the spindle. These tips are usually coated with carbide. You hold the object that you are measuring in between this anvil and the spindle. Here you have the lock, which can be used to lock the scales from moving. And this is the sleeve. This usually contains a linear scale. And this is the thimble, which contains a circular scale or the head scale. And this is the ratchet. By rotating the ratchet, you can bring the spindle closer or to away from the anvil. Before taking a measurement, you should know how to find the least count of this micrometer screw gauge. To determine the least count, you should know the pitch of the micrometer screw gauge. Pitch is the distance travelled by the thimble on linear scale in one rotation. We can see that the pitch in this particular micrometer screw gauge is 0.5 millimeters. Next, we need to know the number of divisions of the circular scale in this one. So, in this micrometer screw gauge, it has 50 divisions. To find the least count, you need to divide the pitch by the number of divisions of the circular scale. For this micrometer screw gauge, the least count would be 0.5 millimeter divided by 50, which means 0.01 millimeter. Then you need to determine whether there is a zero error to the micrometer screw gauge that you are using. For this, when the anvil and the spindle is in contact, check whether the reading of the main scale is 0 and the 0 mark of the circular scale coincides with the axis of the main scale. So, if the axis of the main scale coincides with the vernier 0, there is no zero error of the micrometer screw gauge. As you can see in this micrometer screw gauge, there is no zero error. When the instrument shows a zero error, it could be two types, one being the positive error and the other being the negative error. Let us consider the negative error. If the zero of the circular scale is above the axis of the main scale as shown, the error is negative. So, zero correction will be positive. Therefore, the error is equals to number of division on the circular scale minus number of division on the circular scale that coincide with the axis of the main scale multiplied by the least count of the micrometer screw gauge. As an example, if the error is minus 0.04 millimeters and if the reading before the correction is 0.54 millimeters, then the measurement with the correction for the negative error is 0.58 millimeters. Now looking at the positive error. If the zero of the circular scale is below the axis of the main scale shown, the error is positive. So, zero correction will be negative. Therefore, the error is equals to number of divisions on the circular scale that coincide with the axis of the main scale multiplied by the least count of the micrometer screw gauge. As an example, if the error is plus 0.02 millimeters and if the reading before the correction is 0.54 millimeters, then the measurement with the correction for the positive error is 0.52 millimeters. Now let us learn how to take a measurement using this micrometer screw gauge. To measure an object, First, rotate this thimble in the anti-clockwise direction to bring the anvil and the spindle apart. Let us take this coin as an example. Now, place this coin in between the anvil and the spindle and rotate the thimble using the ratchet until the coin is secure. Note that the ratchet must be used to secure the coin firmly between the jaws, otherwise the instrument could be damaged or give an inconsistent reading. Usually you know that an object is firmly secured when you hear a clicking noise while rotating the ratchet. The lock may be used to ensure that the thimble does not rotate while you are taking the reading. Now we will take the reading. First, we need to read the main scale reading. Here you need to identify the last graduation mark is visible on the sleeve directly to the left of the revolving thimble. In this example, you can see that the main scale reading is 2 millimeters. Then we need to find the circular scale reading. You can identify that by finding the head scale division that coincide with the linear scale axis. In this example, you can see the 36th division that coincide with the axis of the main scale. Next, you have to multiply the circular scale reading by the least count of the micrometer screw gauge. According to the example, it would be 0.36 millimeters. Then you can obtain the final reading by adding the main scale reading to this value. But remember, if you have a zero error in your instrument, you need to do the necessary correction to it in order to obtain the correct reading. The uncertainty of this micrometer is the least count. Therefore, the final reading can be given as 2.36 plus or minus 0.01 millimeters. Now you have successfully taken one reading. In order to get a more accurate and a precise reading, it is advised to replicate your measurement and obtain the average reading. In a similar manner, you can take a variety of readings such as the diameter of a nichrome wire, thickness of a paper using this micrometer screw gauge. You can measure the thickness of a single paper directly, or you can measure the thickness of a stack of papers and obtain the thickness of a single sheet. However, there could be a difference between these two values due to the non-uniformity of the papers.